Tom Cruise's Fallout co-star Henry Cavill is on the cover of this month's GQ Australia, and he's getting some backlash over comments he made to the magazine about the Me Too movement. Now, he does say that things have to change in the industry, but says the art of the chase is gone. And Henry says there's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. There's a traditional approach to that, which is nice. I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that.
Yeah, and this is the part that got people riled up. It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. So you're like, forget it, I'm going to call my ex-girlfriend instead and then go back to a relationship which never really worked.
Yeah, Henry added that it's a whole new world. Now, you can't really pursue someone further than no. It's like, okay, cool. But then there's the, oh, why'd you give up? And it's like, well, because I didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, so now with the backlash, we reached out to Henry, and he wanted to apologize for any confusion or misunderstanding. He tells us, insensitivity was absolutely not my intention. In light of this, I would just like to clarify and confirm to all that I have always and will continue to hold women in the highest regard, no matter the type of relationship, whether it be friendship, professional, or significant other. Never would I intend to disrespect in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, Paula says, true, men are afraid now. I mean, the element that people really hated was that he said the rapist thing, like, you're going to be accused of being a rapist just going up and talking to a female. So that comment was not
And
great.
You know what? And it may sound harsh, but I don't think that he's alone in feeling that way.
No, and even we talked about this thing, it was last week that Suzanne Summers was on doing an interview, and she was defending Morgan Freeman, the idea that he's always been a flirt. And yeah, she hopes too that in the Me Too movement, we don't lose the art of flirting and that kind of thing. So that's the thing, well, that's what Henry was trying to get at. Yeah, the rapist thing. Yeah. Because that's what people are saying. Like, you're not going to be accused of raping someone just after you go and talk to them. But.
No, but there is a, and I understand what listen, I've been with the same woman for years, so I don't really have a horse in this. But, you know, the idea that there is no time that you should ever go up and talk to a woman.
Right.
You know, that is this sort of world that he's living in. And I understand somebody like Henry Cavill, who is very famous and obviously very single. And there is a sense of if you say the wrong thing, even if your intentions are not to say the wrong thing, you say it to the wrong person or whatever the situation is, you are one tweet away from not being Superman anymore.
Right. No, it's totally true.
And whether that is the reality or not, that is the thought process on a lot of people. And thankfully, the things that need to change are changing. And we're seeing great changes happen in the way that people treat other people as human beings. It's fantastic to see everything that's changed. But Henry Cavill's not alone in feeling that way.
Yeah, and Blessing says it's a sensitive issue right now. He has a point. This is the world we live in now. No, yeah, so it's true. It's a whole new world. But yeah, I still hope that we find that balance a little bit. He does have a point a little bit what he's saying. Yeah, you just went too far in the comparison.
And I understand what he's talking about a romantic notion, and I understand that. You know, the idea that, you know, you will read tweet after tweet and story after story about a, you know, woman having a creeper approach her while she's on the bus. Right. But then you talk to your grandparents who met on a bus.
Right. No, yeah, it's true.
You know, like
he's persuaded me for so long.
He
won me over.
He chased me for so long. Like we sort of lived with these, you know, the romantic notion of that, you know, the courtship and the everything else, and then we have this, you know, this other sort of reality that is a very harsh reality that you sort of have to mix those two worlds, and it's a very difficult thing.
Yeah, and Isabel says the line is crossed by unwanted touching or offensive language or objectifying others. Yeah, absolutely. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, just need to somehow maintain flirting.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Flirting's fantastic.